Hi, gorgeous souls, and welcome to your reading for the month of February 2022. I am recording this late. I'm recording this on the 4th of February. I apologize for that. Usually when I do upload these videos, which I kind of took a break from, but I'm kind of back, I think. I usually try to do it like in the last couple of days of the month before, so I can get this up for the beginning of the month. But that didn't happen this month. Just life, busyness. Suddenly it was like, oh, we're already in February. So let's pull some cards for the remainder of this month. However, I have kind of been thinking about this a lot, and I don't think it matters when you see this video, right? Like, this is February 2022, but if you come across this video anytime at all, and you're watching it and you're like, it's not February, if you're here, maybe it's for a reason. Maybe there's some messages in here for you. So maybe we don't need to worry too much about the when, and just worry about not worry about anything, but, focus on, hey, I'm here, let's get some messages. So let's do that. I am using the Angels Among Us Oracle, as always, because this is the deck that I created with Ellie Grant, the amazing artist, and Rockpool Publishing, who were my incredible publishers for this deck. And so we're going to pull 3 cards this month. Not a specific spread, we're just going to pull a couple of cards just for some guidance, some insights, some things to think about. These are never predictive readings. These are always just, here's some, here's some guidance from your guides. It's like a little, let's sit down and have a cuppa with our guides and see if they've got anything to share with us. So let's start by just taking a deep breath, and I invite you to close your eyes, but only if you're somewhere where it's safe for you to do that. And let's just take a deep breath into the heart center together. So breathe in and breathe out. And just set the intention that you'll receive whatever it is that you need to receive. If there's a question on your heart or on your mind, if there's something that you've been struggling with, just place it in that cup of intention as we begin this reading. And I just ask, as always, that all the messages passed on in this reading are in alignment with the best and highest good of all. And so it is. Okay. So let's pull some cards. So we're just asking for some guidance to see who would like to come in and support us this month. So this is one of those decks where, because all of the cards are angels, masters, gods, goddesses, you can just ask, hey, who can help me right now? And pull a card and ask them for help. Okay, so I'm just going to turn over, let's turn them all over. Why don't we do that? And then we can see how they all work together. Okay, interesting. All right, so our first card is Jesus. And the first thing that's coming through with this is a kind of feeling that some people don't want to see the Jesus card. Like, some people don't resonate with his energy. They don't resonate with anything to do with the church, Christianity. That's just not your thing. And a lot of people who identify as witches or light workers are in that boat. There's a message coming through that is to consider Jesus, and any of the beings in this deck, any of the beings that you may come across, to remember that they are energy. So when you think about Jesus, instead of thinking about all of the things that have been done in his name by people who did not have good intentions, think about the energy. Like, go back to the source and the root and think about, like, well, who was he as a person, and what was he trying to do? And for me, like, I work with Jesus and I love Jesus. For me, his energy is really just about love. And I always think about the things that he said that was like, love your neighbor as yourself, like those kind of messages. Like, that's what I think he was all about, just trying to help us to be kinder and more compassionate in our lives, in our dealings with each other. And if you don't resonate with him or even his energy, and you're like, I don't want to go there, that's totally fine. The message for you this month is around compassion. If you like Jesus, you want to work with him, call him in and ask him to help you with your compassion for yourself, but also your compassion for others. And this is something that is very hard to do because our natural state is to judge other people. And part of the reason that that's our natural state is because judging other people keeps us safe. It's a form of energy protection. Not necessarily the best form of energy protection, but it is a way to keep ourselves safe, to just judge everybody and assume that everybody has it out for you, assume that everybody's going to harm you, and then that will keep you safe, right? And discernment is something that we should all have, and we should all be working on our discernment, because of course we do need to keep ourselves safe. We don't want to just open up our heart chakra to anybody, anywhere. But there's definitely a point where we get to where it's like, now we're just judging everybody and trying to keep ourselves safe so much that we're, just in that constant state of judgment. And so there's an invitation this month to try to be a little bit more compassionate with others, with the people in your life, with the people who challenge you, the people who frustrate you, the people who are saying things to you that you're just like, you just don't understand these people, right? There's a lot of people on the planet that we just don't really get their intention. We don't really understand like why they are like they are. A lot of people will probably come to this video and be, especially talking about Jesus, people will judge me for putting Jesus in my deck, or people will judge me for being like being spiritual but not going to church. Everybody's got like judgments around what they think everyone else should and shouldn't be doing. But there's just this opportunity here to, instead of judge people, to try to come into compassion. And the way that we do that, the way that we can have more compassion with others, is to try to understand each other a little bit more. So when you find yourself in judgment and you're like, oh, I don't know why that person has to act like that, or I don't know why they said that to me, or why is this person like that, whatever it is, try to just take a pause and ask yourself, like, why do you think they could be like that? We used to do this a lot in when I was a teacher. You'd always have kids in your class that'd be really difficult, really challenging students, right? Who would just, you probably remember them from your school days if you're not a teacher yourself, or you've never been in that environment. The class clown who would always get attention and try to ruin your class, get you off topic. There'd always be some kid in your class that would be causing a ruckus, or like trying to hit someone, or like throw a book, or all of these things. And it's very easy as a teacher, and you see a lot of teachers do this too, for teachers just to snap and shout or kick someone out of the class or whatever. And sometimes removing someone from the class can be the best thing that you can do in the moment. But when you start to think about why is little Jimmy like this, you begin to realize that there's family issues, there's stuff going on, there's all sorts of other things that are affecting this person and manifesting in certain ways. And then they have these, displays of whatever it is. They make choices that you wouldn't necessarily agree with, that you don't think are a good choice, but that person is making that choice from the place that they're in. Hopefully that's useful. Okay, then we have Goddess Isis. Yay, I love her so much. Resurrection, magic, and fertility. I am so drawn to the idea of resurrection for us this month. I said it, I think I said it last month in the video. I definitely said it in the 2022 Angel Messages ebook that I made, which is still up on my website if you want to check it out. I will be taking it down at some point, but it is still up there now. That I really have a feeling that this year is going to feel lighter and going to feel a little bit easier than the last couple of years for us. But part of that is that we have to do the work to make that happen. Like we have to, we can't just sit back and let it feel easier. Like we also have to kind of like take those steps to thinking, well, how can I make this year easier for me? So often we get into victim mode where we're like, you know, oh, well, this just sucks and that's it. And it's been really easy to do that the last couple of years. And, you know, I'm certainly not like judging anybody for doing that. I've been in that place myself many times in the last couple of years. But there is a point that we get to where it's like, okay, what can I do with this? What can I do about this? And I think a lot of us got to that point. You know, we're in lockdown, and for a while people were just like, can't really handle that. And then people were like, oh, well, maybe I could take up a new hobby, or maybe I could get fit, or maybe I could do whatever, you know. And not everyone was in a place where they were able to do that, and that's totally fine. But for me, one of the things that I started doing was I started doing exercise videos in my house, because I didn't really have like a nice place to go for a walk or like do anything. Also, you know, I was living in the UK then, so it was like cold all the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do fitness videos. I'm just going to do one every day, you know, as part of just how I'm going to get through this. And as well, I was doing like my Kundalini yoga every day and my spiritual practice every day and things like that to get through it. So there is that question here. This is a question coming up of like, well, how are you going to make this year better, right? We're in February. We've been through January. We've had the ups and downs of like, it's the new year, I'm going to make this year amazing. And then during the course of, you know, the next couple of weeks of January, it's like, oh, just another year. Oh, we've still got all this stuff going on. We've still got things to worry about. Take it into your own hands and ask yourself, how can I make 2022 the best year I've had in a while? What can I do to make that happen? Magic. Goddess Isis, what can I do? Magic doesn't just happen. Well, okay, sometimes it does, but magic is, you know, it's intention, and it's your intention, it's your will, it's your action. Magic comes out of setting an intention and then taking a step towards that intention. It doesn't come from just wishing that things wouldn't be so hard all the time. So just think about that. Like, ask yourself, how can you make this year better? Because that resurrection keyword on this card as well, it's just like screaming at me, like this resurrection energy. And I'm just feeling like that's us coming back to life. Like there's an opportunity here for us to come back to life, to come back to living, to come back to connecting with each other, connecting with the self, with the earth. Almost like we've been in a kind of a collective hibernation for the last few years. And now the invitation is, okay, now you can come out of hiding, you can come out of the cave, and you can watch the sunrise and set again. You know, you can come back to life. So think about those things if that's useful for you. Can't remember if I said it at the beginning, but please always just take what resonates and leave the rest in these readings. They are very general messages, just sort of tuning into the collective of this community, and not everything is going to be for you. So take the parts that you do feel are for you and leave the rest behind. Okay. Our final card is Commander Ashtar, Starseed Space Travel Galactic Guides. You know, he's one of my favorites. Okay, so the thing that I feel like is coming through with him at the moment, I feel like there's like a really big message around how important it is for us to be ourselves, and how important it is for us to be using our unique gifts and talents and doing the things that like only we can do. And this was something that came up in a meditation for me from a little while ago, and I wrote it down on a post-it note, and it was, can't remember it now. It was something along the lines of, what is it that only you can do? What is it that only you can do? What is the thing that you can create that nobody else can create? And obviously, for me, part of it was like books, my writing, my stories. Yes, other people can create stories, other people can create oracle decks, but nobody can create the ones that I can create. Nobody else on this planet would have been able to create this deck that me and Ellie made, except for me and Ellie. Like, no one else would have been able to do that. So what is the thing that you feel called to do that only you can do? I feel like there's so many of us at the moment who are we're putting ourselves in boxes, and we are letting other people dictate. We're doing it to ourselves as well, like what we are capable of and what we're here to do and what we can and can't do and what we should do. And there are certain things that we have to do in life, right? We've got to pay our bills. So this isn't about go quit your job and run away and go and do the thing that you feel passionate about. Although for some people, this may be the year that that happens, right? But I think for most of us, it's just like a reminder of, can you please just be yourself? Because people are always asking me in readings, like the number one question that I get asked in readings when I'm doing them, and I'm not doing them at the moment, but if you're interested in getting a reading with me, sign up to my newsletter, because that's where I'm going to announce when I'm open for readings. Now I've forgotten what I was saying. I never like to edit these videos, but sometimes that means that it's just a rambly mess. Life purpose. This is what people ask me all the time. What is my life purpose? What is my life purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? And am I on the right path? And these are like the two questions that I get like 98% of the time. Occasionally I get something else, like the odd relationship question, but those don't seem to be the questions I attract for some reason. I wonder why. Because I love talking to people about their purpose. I think it's just fascinating, and there's nothing like feeling like, yes, you are on the right path. You know, when you feel like you're on the wrong path, everything just feels hard. Everything feels like you feel tired all the time. You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know I've got something that I'm supposed to do, but I don't know what it is. And Commander Ashtar is just bringing this message of like, just be yourself. Like that is literally your purpose, is to just be yourself and to use the things that you can do and to share them with other people and to just do your thing, right? In your way, in the way that only you can, whether it's creating an oracle deck, writing a book. Those are the things I like to do. Whatever it is for you, designing something. Maybe it's not a creative thing. Maybe it's just like you feel super passionate about working with the elderly, or you want to work outside and you want to get into gardening. Like whatever your thing is that you feel passionate about, like that's your thing. But I just feel like Commander Ashtar is just like, just be yourself. Just be yourself. And so then there's a question around, how do I be myself when you've been programmed for however many years to be something that you're not? So you can begin by noticing what is not yourself and removing that from you, removing it from your mind, from your emotional body, from your physical body, from your auric field. You look into yourself in meditation, or you do some journaling or something, and you just sit and you think, or you write down what is me and what isn't me. You know, what thoughts am I carrying around? What programming do I have that tells me who I should and shouldn't be? And then you notice it, and then you let it go. And it takes a long time to do this. It's not like, well, I don't want to say that because it might be really quick and easy for you. For me, it took a long time. And it's a daily process every day. It's like, is that really what I think? Is that really my guidance? Is that my inner guidance? Or is that something that, you know, someone said to me like 5 years ago that I'm still carrying around for some reason? So be yourself. It's a beautiful message coming through from Commander Ashtar, is like, be yourself. Find yourself. Like, be yourself. If you don't know how to be yourself, start by finding yourself. And you find yourself when you begin to notice what's not you. And then you let that stuff go, just one thing at a time. I don't think that's mine. I don't think that's mine. I don't think that's me. I don't think that's really what I think. And you let those things go slowly but surely. And then you get to this beautiful space where you can just be yourself and let your freak flag fly. I can never say that without messing it up. And just, this is what we're all here to do, is to just do the thing that only we can do. I hope that's useful. So this is your reading for February. Again, sorry it was late. We have been using the Angels Among Us Oracle, the deck that I created. That's me, Victoria Maxwell, and Ellie Grant. And yeah, I hope this was useful for you. Please let me know in the comments, like, what your thoughts are on this. Was it useful? Did you resonate with it? Which parts felt like they were for you? Has it made you think about anything a little bit differently? I hope that you go into this month, through this year, through your life with more clarity, with more ease. I really hope things do start to get easier for you and feel lighter. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much love and light. Please, if you want to hang out this month, if you want to connect deeper, follow me on Instagram, on Facebook. I do have a TikTok, but I'm not really on there very often. And the best way to stay in touch is through the newsletter. And this is something that, you know, with the way that the algorithms are on social media and everything these days, it's like really hard to get everybody in your community to see what you're posting. So if you do want to find out about like updates of when I'm available for readings, when I have new courses up, there's like some workshops and things that are kind of like downloading at the moment, that I might start offering at some point. If you want to know about all of that stuff, sign up for my newsletter. If you don't open a newsletter for, I think it's like 3 months, I'll stop sending them to you because I don't want to annoy you if you don't want to hear from me. So if you were once on the newsletter list and you're like, I don't think I've had a newsletter for a while, go and sign up. There's a whole bunch of freebies on the website too, so you can get a nice little freebie for signing up as well. So that is the way that we can stay in touch. And I am just sending you lots and lots of love. See you next time.